Hey, Wimberg World Entertainment, and we need to talk because every now and then Star Trek drops a bombshell that makes you question everything you thought you knew. The new trailer, of course, for Starfleet Academy just gave us a big one. We see a Starfleet commander, a cadet master is who this person is, no less, who is pretty clearly a Jem'Hadar. Yeah, we all know who we're talking about, but not just any Jem'Hadar. No, it's a female Jem'Hadar. Now, for 30 years, ever since they stormed onto the screen in Deep Space Nine, the lore has been crystal clear that the Jem'Hadar are an all-male species and they were cooked up in a lab for war. So they are war machines. They are bred for war. So what is going on? Did the writers just forget a massive piece of canon? Or is there a brilliant untold story here, hidden in plain sight? Well, of course there's not, because it is these idiots who have been writing it. So yeah, it's a head scratcher. On one hand, we have official announcements about Starfleet Academy's new cadet master. Wait till you hear this part though. If you didn't know this, it's named Commander Laura Tuck. I think it's pronounced Tuck, but Laura. Why does that name not go with who this character is? Very human name. Well, it gets worse. It's not just because it's a Jem'Hadar, but a confirmed female Jem'Hadar / Klingon hybrid. Yeah, they are a Klingon / Jem'Hadar. Yay. So you have 3 decades of Deep Space Nine lore that states very clearly as well that there are no Jem'Hadar women. And hey, look, don't take my word for it. Take it from the Jem'Hadar themselves, who say there are no women, that they are basically born and bred in a laboratory for war. Listen to them yourself.
Oh, you people are no fun at all. Glad I'm not a Jem'Hadar woman.
There are no Jem'Hadar women.
So what do you do? Lay eggs?
Jem'Hadar are bred in birthing chambers. We are able to fight within 3 days of our emergence.
So, as you can see, there are no Jem'Hadar women. None. So how the hell have we got a female Jem'Hadar / Klingon? Because that's the other thing. There's no indication that these things were ever able to reproduce. And why is that significant? Because people would say, well, why wouldn't they be able to reproduce? They're all male and stuff. Well, it's the fact that they're all basically children and don't live very long. They are specifically bred for war, addicted to Ketracel White, specifically to enrage them for war. They're nothing but fighting machines. That's it. They live to kill, basically. That's all these things are. And again, they are essentially children. Don't believe me again? Once again, don't take my word for it. Take it from the Jem'Hadar themselves.
After 30 or 40 years of that, I'd be angry too.
No Jem'Hadar has ever lived 30 years.
How old are you?
I am 8.
Yeah, so that thing was 8 years of age. And yet you also hear them say that they are bred in these chambers and are able to fight within 3 days. So they are basically born adults. That's also why they don't live for very long. They don't make it to 30. We're not actually sure how long they actually live for. But of course, they were bred by the founders, the shapeshifters. So Starfleet Academy shoveling in a female hybrid Klingon just makes no sense, because how would that possibly come to be? And if you're curious as to whether or not this person is actually half Klingon as well, the uniform gives you a big hint, because as you can see here, when you actually have a look at the uniform, there's the Klingon emblem all the way through it. So this thing isn't just a fat Jem'Hadar female, it's a fat Jem'Hadar / Klingon female in Starfleet. Yeah, isn't that fantastic? The fact that the writers just haven't a clue what they're actually doing. They don't understand canon, they don't understand the history of the Jem'Hadar. The fact again that they don't live very long. The fact that they are born in basically a test tube immediately to go out fighting, addicted to the drug. And every one of them is addicted to the drug, Ketracel White. None of them don't have that. Every one of them has that ingrained in them. So how all of a sudden do we have a female one that's half Klingon? And you know they're not going to answer this in the show. They're absolutely not going to answer that. But again, it's a Klingon. It's a Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid with the name Laura. The most human name they could have possibly given this thing. And you're just like rolling your eyes going, this is insane. And to prove just how much these things were battle hardened and just there to kill and die, that's all they did. They were literally eat, sleep, kill, repeat type thing. It's the fact that these things even went on suicide runs. And if you remember, when they did the suicide run in the first encounter with them against the USS Odyssey, what did O'Brien say? O'Brien goes, why did they do that? The ship was retreating. We were leaving this territory. And Sisko said they did it to show us how far they would go. It wasn't the case of they wanted the ship to be destroyed. It wasn't the case of they wanted to win the fight. It was simply to prove that they are willing to go all the way. That is the species that was created. That is the species that lives, breathes, and does nothing but die for that cause. And now, Starfleet Academy, a show from Alex Kurtzman, is giving us a female Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid that's training at Starfleet Command. Training at Starfleet Command. They're the cadet master. They're the first officer to the Academy's Chancellor, who's played, of course, by Holly Hunter, who also makes no sense how a captain is the head of Starfleet Command. That makes no sense. But overall, 30 years of lore has been in place regarding the Jem'Hadar, and these absolute twats have come in and just went, let's put a female one in here. And you know they're not doing it because they think it's the right choice for the show. You know they're not doing it because, oh, we just want this actress to be in this particular. They're doing it because, as you can clearly see through the makeup, it's a fat black woman. And they just want to hit that diversity quota, not realizing that they could have made her anything else. They could have even just made her a full Klingon. But no, they made the dumbest choice possible by going, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this a Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid. Not realizing that there are no female Jem'Hadars, that the Jem'Hadar are not born, they are created, and they are nothing but bred for war, a war machine addicted to a drug. There's no ifs, buts, ands with that. They don't relax, they don't eat, they don't sleep. They literally spend 24/7 fighting. And Starfleet Academy just didn't get that memo. And now we have a female Jem'Hadar that's half Klingon as well. What stupidity this is. More canon-breaking crap from Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek. Just, well, none of us really look at this crap as canon. So, let me know what you think of female Jem'Hadars who are half Klingon as well and training at Starfleet Command. With that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.